Hi there, Alan Brown here from Blue Line Chiropractic, and I'm just doing a brief summary on our healing resource ice baths or cold exposure, and just going through the main points of the why behind what we recommend this as part of our healing lifestyle. So you can look at all the scientific benefits actually on the blog, from improved immunity, mental health, and better sleep. There's quite a lot around it. But there's a couple of key scientific points, but the one key point really when it comes to understanding why is there such a benefit with cold exposure is that if you look at what's involved with healing, which you can also read in one of our other blogs about, what does healing actually mean? Fundamental is that your autonomic nervous system, the nervous system that controls all the things you don't think about, your heart rate, your metabolism, your digestion, all those things, it doesn't like to sit idle. And so when you think about that, we live in temperature regulated environments. We have flat surfaces, so we don't move as much. We sit a lot more. We get fed all the time, so we don't have variable times we eat. All that's just predictable and often too much. And the list goes on. So our body has adapted to, our autonomic nervous system is like the most adapted from an evolutionary perspective on the planet, but it likes to have a degree of stress because that's what it's adapted to keep it functioning. It's kind of like that use it or lose it principle. And so when it doesn't have that going on, it just leads to more inflammation, which is the chronic thing that really becomes a big issue it interferes with proper healing, basically. So what we're using is we're using a stress, this cold water, and you can look at all the different benefits with different temperatures actually on the blog resource, but we're only doing it for a short time. And so it creates a minimal stress, but it actually switches the autonomic nervous system on and goes, hang on, I've got to do some work here to prepare for that for next time. And that's what it does. And two key points that it does is vasoconstriction. So you've got your heart and all the vessels around your body. And quite often, a lot of those vessels aren't really having to work that hard because, it's not really getting challenged too much. And so that cold temperature creates constriction of those vessels. They get more adaptive. And so that actually takes stress off your heart from that perspective. The next one is a thing called brown fat, which babies largely have. And so when babies shiver, they actually heat up. But our fat or adult fat is often white and almost, it's probably, some of this is theory, but it's obviously the brown fat is a scientific perspective that when you do this cold therapy, it turns into brown fat. And the benefit of that is when you get cold, that brown fat heats you, it just burns to give you heat, where the white fat does not. So it's almost like you're getting better quality of fat if you do cold exposure as well. So there's another benefit, a fascinating benefit. Now you might have the setup, you go to a gym, but you could also just start, the equipment's not very expensive. Obviously getting ice and so forth can add up, but you can start off in the cold shower, which we have some tips in our blog as well. And then for anyone who's interested, also we do on our Sunday sessions that we host in Kedron at my house, we do energy therapy, breath work, and then we finish with the ice bath. And, people find it so beneficial. So and it's only for 2 minutes. We do it for 5 degrees. There's no pressure if you come to that, whether you do it or not. But definitely people just rave about the benefits from doing that, and they've found it ongoing. So for all the finer details, look in the actual Healing Resource blog on ice baths. And thank you for listening.